Mr. Chris has said a lot of things on the podcast, but he really meant this.
I came across, not to bury the lead, but I came across in my reviews in the last week or so, like moves that have like 9 or 10 separate moves. And they're just like scattered. Some of them look like someone took a shotgun against a map. Hello, agents, scouts, trainers, keepers, pilots, hunters, eighth ballers, and our beloved explorers and wayfinders. Welcome to episode 222 of the Wayspotters podcast, a podcast dedicated to helping you become a better wayfinder. Wayspotters is brought to you by the good people at the Pokémon Professor Network and our good friends at Pickaxe. Today is Friday, April the 17th. I put Thursday the 18th. That is way off. With me, as always, is my good friend Jamal. How you doing, man?
Hello. Time is what is that saying? Time is
a construct.
There you go. Time is a construct. Yes.
Time is a construct. Something that we have made up.
Yes, because here's the thing. In year zero, nobody knew it was year zero. It wasn't until, and I looked this up. Funny you bring this up. It was year 535 when somebody went back and figured out when year zero should have been. So we could be 2027, 2052. We don't know really because they made it up. So yeah, interesting little tangent to get the show started there.
Yeah, I mean it is year 4,000 or something in China. I think I don't remember the exact.
Yes.
So it's just made up numbers that we all kind of
exactly
live by.
We've all agreed that these numbers are real when they might not be.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's kind of like human nature, just to agree that things are real when they really aren't.
Exactly.
Speaking of things that are real that really aren't, EA Sports thinks the Montreal Canadiens are going to win the Stanley Cup. And as much as I love that, they're very rarely ever wrong. And as much as I am a Canadiens fan, I don't think that's going to happen. I sent it to Justin and you in the Discord, and I was like, hey, Justin, the Stars get eliminated in the first round, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. He put in there, I literally just saw it. He put in there, you spelled Stars wrong.
He's like, nope, that's a weird way to spell Dallas. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like this week, just nostalgia hit me. They sent out the title announcement for Spaceballs 2. Right? Like, if you haven't seen Spaceballs, go watch it. It's a fantastic movie. It's hilarious. It's stupid as shit. It's like the dumbest movie you'll ever see, but it's hilarious. It's a Mel Brooks movie. That's all I need to say.
So many good one-liners out of that movie, though.
Oh, yeah. And like one of them was, we'll all meet again in Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money. Right? So everyone was like, oh, clearly that's going to be the title because that's what they said it was. So Mel Brooks did this thing. And he's like, hey, Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money isn't going to be the title of the new movie because I found the money. And he points at a duffel bag full of money and it says Spaceballs money on it. He's like, it was in my basement the entire time. So, and I also saw a trailer for Godzilla Minus Zero, which is a sequel to Godzilla Minus One, which is, I don't know if it's the best Godzilla movie ever made, but it's up there. It's pretty damn close. It was really good. So I'm super excited for those two movies to come out. So
I was really into Godzilla for a while, and then I wasn't. And I feel like I don't think it's too late to catch back up, right?
No, it's not. Absolutely. If you have ever been a fan of Godzilla, go watch Godzilla Minus One. It is fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic. So, I think it's on Netflix.
I'll have to look it up and see. Yeah.
Yes. I highly recommend it. Speaking of things that's not on Netflix, let's go to the news.
And now, the latest Niantic, Spatial, and Scopely news from the Wayspotters podcast, presented by the Pokemon Professor Network.
Can you imagine if we ever get big enough to be on Netflix? That would be amazing.
It would be amazing.
If you are,
for sure.
First of all, if you're listening to this podcast on audio and I sound different, it's because my mic finally arrived. Shout out to Ken. Shout out to our Patreons for supporting us and the whole Pokemon Professor Network that allowed me to get this thing's heavy. Like, I lifted
That's
the
a
box.
nice mic.
It's in, like, I don't want to show my address. So, like, this is the tiny box that it showed up in, right?
Right.
I picked it up and I'm like, they've sent me a lead brick. There's no mic in here. It's a brick. Like, there's no way it can be. And I pulled it out. I'm like, damn. So, like, it's high quality. Yeah.
It's a Roadcaster.
It is a
Hashtag
Roadcaster,
not
yeah.
sponsored, but would like to be sponsored.
Oh, dude, can you imagine?
Dude.
We're doing a
Send us
lot of can you
Roadcasters.
imagining? Yes,
Yeah,
it's all
no.
Roadcasters.
Send us all Roadcaster stuff and the mixer boards and the earbuds and Roadcaster. Set it up, Roadcaster. I'll send you an email.
Yeah, I'll do a review of this mic after a couple of weeks.
Yes.
So, Wayfarer news. If you're seeing Wayspots that have no images, it appears that certain image formats are no longer supported. Originally, it was just somebody in Taiwan, but then I saw Timbleton also posted a bunch in Brazil too. So, like, I don't know if it's a certain model of phone was taking like a certain type of picture that was kind of limited to that, because it's definitely not like JPEG or like PNG or something like that. So, Niantic Aaron, I believe it was able to go in and fix a lot of them just by going and bumping that one and forcing another one to be the main photo. But some of them didn't have a main photo, so they're just kind of whatever, right? So if you see them, make sure it has a second photo. If it doesn't have a second photo, take one, submit it, get it approved, and then reach out to Niantic and say, hey, this is one of them ones that doesn't have the image format.
This is one of them
they'll
ones.
fix it.
Yeah.
One of the ones. They'll know what you're talking about. So, and it seemed like a pretty easy fix because he was able to breeze through like 20 or 30 of them pretty quickly, right? So I can imagine it's just a couple of clicks in the database and off you go. That's all I got for the news. Let's jump into topic number 1.
This is Elf from Space, and I spot topic number 1.
Topic number 1, I wanted to talk about sports fields because I've been back and forth to arenas again, like lacrosse. We're starting early. We're not doing field this year, so thank God.
It's just box, right?
It's just box, yeah. So we started our box practices. So I've been out and back to a couple of arenas, and then he's done some goalie clinics and stuff, and then we've been to a couple of pads, right, just for him to get out and start throwing the ball around. So I wanted to talk about sports fields because a lot of people don't fundamentally understand how to maximize what you can get out of your sports fields. And we're gonna have a little chat because I know that there's something regarding sports fields that you and I disagree on. So we're gonna have
Yes, there is. Yes, sir.
I wanted to share, so let me pull this up. That is not what I wanted to share. Oh, I lost it. I'm gonna talk. So there is I found it. There is a sports complex near me in Pickering that has 4 diamonds, and they're like boxed together. So there's 4 baseball diamonds, and all of the backstops point inwards, and then there's a gazebo in the middle. So I wanted to use this as kind of a good reference because somebody missed on this one. So for sports fields, the biggest thing that you need to understand when you're submitting a sports field is sports fields are huge. Soccer fields are huge. Cricket fields are huge. Pitches, cricket pitch, soccer field, soccer pitch, baseball diamonds, they're huge. As long as the pin is touching a part of that field, you're good. It's eligible, it's valid. The only thing that you do not want to do is put it in the middle. Cause that's a no bueno. Let's
put it on the pitcher's mound, shall we?
Right. Yeah, exactly. So the rule of thumb is, and Niantic has clarified this a while ago, that they would prefer, and they want you to put the pin on the outside of the field so that there's no danger of you having to go onto the field itself to interact with the Wayspot. So, like, you don't want to be walking onto a baseball field trying to spin something in center field while people are playing baseball, right? Because you're going to get a bat or a ball in the face. So this one, I think, is a perfect example of what I'm talking about because for our audio listeners, like I said, there's 4 baseball diamonds. There's one on the left, one on the top, one on the right, and then one on the bottom. And in the middle is an orange gazebo. And this complex is gorgeous, right? So there is a path.
It looks like
leading. There's 4 paths leading into this that are paved, and there's trees lining each path. So you got a little bit of shade, and there's a bunch of seating and benches in here. But you can see that whoever did this was very strategic with most of their pin placements. So you've got field number 5 is pinned kind of just off the third baseline of the 1 diamond. It's actually a little bit too far. It's actually kind of near the path, so it's not even in the cell that the baseball diamond is in. Diamond number 3 is on the first baseline. Diamond number 4 is up the left field line, and diamond number diamond number 6, because there's 2 other diamonds here, is behind home plate. But the one that's behind home plate is in the same cell as the gazebo. They called it a pagoda. So this one, because it's behind home plate, it's, like I said, it's in the same cell. If they had have just pinned this down the left field line, right about here, that is an open cell, and that would be perfectly eligible. But now that pin placement is a valid pin placement, you cannot move this.
You cannot move it to you cannot move it to a more correct pin placement if it's in a correct pin placement. That's abuse. So
it is considered abuse.
You whack it on the nose.
They whack you in the forehead, yeah. And it's unfortunate, but I understand. It's designed to prevent people from manipulating the game board to benefit one game over another, right? And this would 100%, moving that from there to there, would 100% be abuse. I wonder if I can... Oh, I don't have the one of the Wayfarer tools is you can draw a line. I must not have installed that one.
Yeah.
But it's just over 10 meters, so you could ask Niantic to do this, and I guarantee you they will tell you no. So that's unfortunate. And the other 2 diamonds, they're pinned behind home plate, and this is the behind home plate, behind the backstop of home plate. That is the 100% preferred pin placement for a baseball diamond.
Yes.
But it doesn't have to be. Like, you've got all up the left field line, all over the outside, around the outfield. Like, this one's got a warning track and a fence too. All down the right field line. Yeah, these diamonds are like top notch. The teams they got in Pickering are fantastic. But it's just like you have all of this space, and if I'm not mistaken, this place
you're conveniently leaving out a really good place to put a pin placement, but I believe that's what we're going to disagree on. So,
no, actually, we're going to disagree about the dugouts. So let's talk about that, Rick. I'm glad you brought that up. I completely forgot about that. In certain areas, dugouts are eligible. Niantic has said that, and if you ask them, if you put in a dugout and it gets denied and you appeal it, they will just be like, no, it's a duplicate, right?
Right.
But I have seen dugouts that were like painted up for like the team, and if the mural on it is good enough, then you can get it through for that, right?
Yep.
I know Jamal is big on, if it's a dugout, it's eligible, and I've seen him get some of them through. I don't.
Some/most/all.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So, but that's another way that you can maximize your stuff, right? Like this is the thing. This is a user generated map.
Yep.
Right. And I don't condone that, because I firmly believe that they are duplicates. They are part of the fundamental part of the baseball diamond. However, if it is unique enough, absolutely give it a shot. Same with scoreboards. I have them in the notes. I wanted to talk about scoreboards. Scoreboards, I've gotten a couple through because they were dedicated to somebody in the community. Like, there's one in Plattsburgh. It's the Lefty Wilson Memorial Field, and it's the scoreboard is dedicated to one of the junior teams that won, I think, state one year. Like, the only years Plattsburgh has ever had a baseball team win state. So they dedicated the scoreboard to them, and that's what it's dedicated to, a team. that's eligible because it's a memorial.
Let me
thing,
ask you this: what if you're nominating the field, but you're using the dugout as the anchor? So let's say in this situation here, you have the let's go north and a little bit east of the pavilion there in the middle, and you're saying right there, yeah. So you're putting the pin there, and you're saying that's field whatever number that is, field number X. But then you're putting the pin at the dugout, and you're using the picture of the dugout, but you're saying that's field number 5. Would you have a problem with that?
Nope, I would not have a problem with that. See, to me, that's fine.
In my situation, I'm not nominating the field and the dugout. I'm using the dugout as the pin because the dugouts usually for whatever reason, they line up with the cells really well. And it's easier to put them there than to put it somewhere on the field. And that's something that I like to nominate POIs that I can reach out and touch, and I can go sit in the dugout. So I don't think we disagree as much as if I was trying to nominate the entire field and the dugout. I'm using the dugout as the place to go and sit.
Right. Okay, I understand now. Yeah, no, that's fine. And that's the great thing about sports fields is if you are very careful especially in areas like this, everything here is eligible. You can get everything here on the map in Pogo. Right.
For sure.
This would have maybe triggered another gym. I'd have to look at you're 10 off. So, but this would have been another Pokestop right here had they moved it 15 meters, 20 meters this way. You wouldn't even have to go that far, right?
You wouldn't have to go that far at all.
But you
down at the bottom, that breaks my heart. That's just bad pin placement right there. What is that? My goodness. You have that
and this is another one.
Yeah. You have that whole basketball court. Yeah.
This is a perfect example. This basketball court, they've pinned this in the bottom left where that whole left side, except for the top right corner. So the top right corner, it's a free sell. The top left corner, it's a free sell. The top right corner, it's a free sell. The whole bottom, I'd say 2/3 of this basketball court is in a free sell. But they pinned it, and I get where they pinned it. They were probably not thinking about the cells. They pinned it in the bottom left corner, and that's where the playgrounds are. That's the little path where the playgrounds merge, because there's a swing set that's in the game and a playground that's also on the map. They pinned it in kind of where those two things meet, just so you would have a little bit of a triangle here. But that's 3 meters to the right, and it's in the game. And this is why we say go out and map these things first. What's a few meters between friends? But
what's a few meters? That's a perfect example right there.
Yes, this show is right up your alley, because this is what Jamal talks about with what's a few meters between friends is there's 10 meters across this.
Yes.
There's 20 square meters on this basketball court, whatever.
Easily.
I'm probably exaggerating. Easy, but anywhere in here is a valid pin placement. Right. And you just got to be careful with yourselves. And this is why we say when you go out to do these things, you got to map it out. Right? And now that you can access the map from your phone, it's so much easier. But a lot of people, and I try and do it on my old phone, it's slow as heck, man. So I get it when people don't want to do it. But if you've got the time and this area is close to you, absolutely map it out. Maybe draw a couple of things on the back of your hand, make some notes in your phone, go back to your computer, go to the Wayfair website and map it out. Add the tools, map it out, because it will help you in the long run. This one also has down here, this park is huge.
It looks like it.
It is huge. This whole complex is absolutely huge. And this basketball court is another basketball court down here. They've nominated a statue in the one cell, and then in the bottom right-hand cell, this basketball court protrudes into another empty cell. So that's where this person put the pin placement for that basketball. So now they have the Stone Brothers statue that is right beside the basketball court and the basketball court. Both are in the game.
Love it.
Right?
I love that.
The other thing
that's working smarter versus
yes.
than working harder.
Yeah. Exactly. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, and let me real quick go back to Oshawa and find...
We finish this topic. Because I looked at the show notes and I found something that I want to show you that is a sports field, but I want you to finish, and then I'm gonna put the coordinates in the notes for you to pull up. So when you're done, I want you to pull up those coordinates that I put in the notes, but I want you to finish first.
Okay. I'm trying to find the park. I think I'm actually... You'd think that I would know where I live. Sometimes I just get
without doxing yourself.
Without doxing myself, yeah. Because there's a park right here. There we go. I found it. This park is near me. And this park, and this is where you and I are going to disagree.
Okay.
This one is North Oshawa Public Tennis Courts. So somebody has put one POI to cover 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tennis courts. Now, I'm going to say something, and then I'm going to open the floor to Jamal.
My eyes started to twitch already, but go ahead.
There is a subset, and this pergola right here, mine. Do you see where I put that pin? There is in the middle of this tennis court. So there's 5 tennis courts. There's 3 on the left, 2 on the right. In the middle is a blue pergola. This was not nominated. This was not nominated. And it wasn't in the game, wasn't on the map. So I went, found the cell, found the border, nominated it. And I was like, this is cool. It's going to be a Pokestop. I was not paying attention to the sign that's already in that cell when I did this. So just a note, be careful. You know what's funny is that sign is actually down here, but it's in the same cell, so it's whatever. Like, it wouldn't do anything. But that, I put it in that cell hoping it would show up in the game because I completely forgot about that one. But that's off topic. So they've done one POI for the whole thing. So now I'm pooched. There is a subset of Wayfinders who believe that you could get 5 points of interest out of this. 5 tennis courts. I think my view on this has changed a little bit. I think that because these 3 are in a fenced area and these 2 are in a fenced area, that you can get 2. I'm gonna let you speak now because I think that you're on the you could get 5 group.
All right, now it's almost like we planned these shows, Chris. So in order to bring up my argument, bring up the location that I sent you, because I'm going to tell you exactly why I feel the way I feel, and it couldn't be a more perfect situation and example.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
Okay, you already know where I'm going with this. Okay, so for those of you who can't see this, this is it's a local college, and it is their sports field area, and there's like the tennis team has a bunch of different tennis courts there. So my plan is tomorrow morning, Chris. You gave me. I drive by this all the time, but when I saw you wanted to do a topic on sports fields, I'm like, ooh, I should bring this up so we can talk about it. So now, Chris, when I look at this, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 additional POIs that I'm going to add. Now, what I'm going to do is, so for those of you who can't see this, Chris is being nice because he knows what I'm going to say. If you've got multiple sports fields across multiple cells, each one of those daggum sports fields or tennis courts or basketball courts is getting a pin somewhere. I look at what Chris was showing and I look at this, my eyes light up. I'm like, I'm going to trigger a dang gym or something. This is amazing. I'm salivating. I'm hyperventilating. I'm overheating. I need 13 in this big cell to trigger a gem, but that's neither here nor there. But I firmly fall on the side of you don't have to have one pin for the entire complex of tennis courts. if they are fenced off or if they are separate, they're getting a POI. So that's where I fall on that, Chris. And I think I might be in the minority on this, but I know that these will go through because the way the way in which I'm going to take the picture, I'm going to make sure they look like individual tennis courts because they are. If you zoom in, each one has a fence, and it's not one big tennis court. It's like 8 different tennis courts. So I know we see. Yeah, look at that. There's fences.
Well,
there's all kinds of stuff in there. So
let's talk about this real quick because I have in the past made this argument. I'm gonna make this argument now, just to play devil's advocate versus myself because you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You could really theoretically nominate every single tennis court because what is an athletic field but an area in which you can do a sport?
yes.
How is, and this is the argument that I'm going to make, how is that soccer field where you can play a soccer game different than that tennis court where you can play a tennis game? You could have, what was it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12, 13, 20, you could have 26, 52, you could have 52 people playing tennis at the same time here.
Yes, you can.
13
100%.
doubles matches. So
100%.
there are people out there who would 100% nominate every single one of these tennis courts. And there are people out there, and I don't know if I were to look at that in a review, I don't know if I would say no. Because like
now,
where in the thing do you say no? Like, is it not unique? I mean, maybe. I don't know.
That's where you have to be. That's where you have to be strategic, and there's ways to be strategic so they all go into voting at the same time, and then that way, then that way they don't show up as. I mean, that's why you have upgrades. That's why I keep some just in case. So
yeah, I mean that's fair.
I'll keep you posted on that.
Yes,
but I knew you wanted it. I knew. I saw the show notes, and I'm like, this is gonna go right. Either feed into Chris's argument or make his blood boil. So
yeah,
I really think, well, I like a POI in every cell.
Yep.
And if there's a legitimate POI in every cell. So if you're looking at this and you're saying, oh, that's a tennis complex, yes, it is. Mm-hmm. However, if you look at any MLB, NHL, Major League Baseball, basketball arena, it's one arena, but there's multiple different POIs inside the arena. This is the same. So if you look at it, the top two, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the lower left, there's one already in there. So I can get 1, 2, 3, 4. I can get 5 additional POIs in there. And then I can go over to the soccer field and I can get 2 more. And then I can go over down to the right to the adaptive field. So go to the right. The other way, sorry. Yeah, down there on the bottom. I can get that.
Yeah. Yep.
And then there's the big lacrosse field, and there's a couple there, but there's open cells there, and there's a scoreboard, and there's a grandstand. So I might be able to get 13 out of there and trigger another gym. So I'm going to have a field day, yeah, and it's in a couple of different cells. So Charlotte has a lot of things like this across town, which is why. Charlotte's becoming a really good place to play. Imagine going and watching a lacrosse game or a tennis match. You could have community day there.
You could. You absolutely could. And one could make the argument that you could get a POI in this cell too. Like if you were to go individual tennis courts, you would just pin this tennis court right here and this tennis court right here.
Yeah.
You know? Or maybe you can pin that. I mean, that's a little bit far away, but
be my plan, min max. So we'll see.
Yeah,
we can do an update. So I have how many nominations do I have right now? I've been nominating a lot, but I have
what is this? It's like a square, looks like sand colored building that
Yeah,
looks like it's
so
got a ladder up. Looks like a pyramid. It really is what it looks like.
yeah, that's part of the water treatment plant.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right.
yeah. So you see that it says Service Street. That's the service road.
Right.
But if you
Okay.
notice right where it says, scroll up a little bit where it says Tyvola, that's the Greenway. So if you go down the Greenway, there's just tons and tons of stuff down there. So I might even walk down the Greenway and check out those empty spots. I might be able to use all of my. I have 27 available to me right now.
Nice.
So
Yeah, you're gonna
we'll see
burn
how
through
close I
most
get.
of those.
Yeah, we'll see how
I
close
really
I
wanna
get
know how
to
that
using
goes.
all 27. I'll let you
I
know
really
for
want to know
sure.
how that goes. Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, we don't disagree on a whole lot, but I really am an advocate for if it's a legitimate POI and it's in an open sale, you nominate it and you let the chips fall where they may. If the community accepts it, great. If the community doesn't accept it, great. If you think it's worthy of an appeal, great. But I have never been one to limit myself or put a governor on my nominations ahead of time. Like I said, I do a lot of spaghetti nominations. I'm going to throw it up against the wall and see if it sticks. And some of them stick, and I'm like, oh, man, I'm really not that proud of that. But it's in the game now, and it's making somebody happy. So,
Yeah, I mean-
also, I nominate through the website, so my name's not on it anyway.
That's awesome. That's that's one of those things that I love having my name on stuff because I love people being like, hey, I know who did this. But I'm doing all of my submissions through the web now just because it's easier.
Yeah, it is
Right?
easier.
Like I did a couple when we were out. I don't even know what we were doing. Ended up in Pickering for something at some random mall. And I'm like, well, that's a Caribbean restaurant that's not in the game. And that's the sign for the mall. It's not in the game. So my wife's in the dollar store buying stuff for whatever. I don't even remember what it was. I'm like, I'm just going to walk over and nominate these two things. And I took pictures and stuff. And then I kind of did them and I hit save. And then I was going to go home. And I'm like, ooh, I better look. So I looked and it was like 10.4 kilometers away from my house. So I'm like, I better finish it now. So
Right.
I finished them. I had to appeal the Caribbean restaurant, but it went through.
You got in. Okay,
Yep.
good.
So there's two new Pokestops there.
Nice.
And
very nice.
My name's not on them.
Yep.
No one's ever gonna know. So
People assume in Charlotte that some POIs are mine. They're like, "Is this yours?" I'm like, "Actually, no." I'm like, that's actually not mine. Somebody has like really got my style down, but that one is actually not mine.
you've shared some in your area that I would, if you had to ask me and they asked me to bet money, I would bet money that they're yours. But you're like, no, that's not mine. And I'm like, wow,
Yeah, it's
the
not
people
mine.
in your area are emulating you because they know that your stuff works. And that's, you know what they say is imitation is the highest form of
Flattery.
or
Yeah,
something like
I'll
that.
take it. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
like the ones I showed you in my park. I'm like, we got a new gym, and I had nothing to do with it. And I went to go fix that one that we talked about, but it's it's a light ship only, so there's really no way I can fix it because
Oh,
it doesn't show up in the game, so I can't fix it. So luckily, nobody sees the really bad description. So
Light ship only. That's a term we haven't heard in a while. It's
no,
been a
right?
hot minute since we heard that.
I was trying to think of what to say, and I'm like, man, it's light ship only.
Okay, dismiss that. I'm learning window. Can I do? Trying to figure out how to share my Excel document.
Oh,
Okay, I figured it out. I figured it
Okay.
out. Let's jump into topic number 2.
I wonder what topic number 2 is going to be.
So I was poking around the Discord yesterday. I just swept that. I was poking around the Discord the other day, and I realized that I had created the 2026 Wayspot Madness channel, did a whole bunch of votes in there, and we were going to do a March Madness top 16 bracket, and then I completely forgot about it. So I posted in the channel just to remind myself. I posted a couple of eyeballs, and then Tommy was like, did it slip your mind, or did this happen on X and I missed it? And I was like, no, that was me. I completely missed it. I completely forgot about it.
You're like, my bad.
It's like I saw the channel and went, don't. So we're going to go through it right now. Welcome, everybody, to the 2026 Wayspot Madness. In honor of the completion of March Madness and the NHL playoffs starting, the Wayspotters podcast is proud to present our bracket for 2026. Next year when I do this, I'm going to create some fancy PowerPoint presentation that'll take up the whole screen. But this year, for our video watchers, you get to see an Excel spreadsheet. Super high tech here at the Wayspotters podcast.
High tech, yes.
I'm going to put this right here so I can still see you. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to pull up my notes. So what we're going to do is Jamal is going to announce the matchup. And then I will go through the results for each matchup. After a vote in our Patreon Discord, we have narrowed the field from 20 to 18. I wanted to narrow it down to 16, but we had a tie for the last one. So water towers and we're going to have a play-in game. Water towers and footbridges were eliminated before the tournament even started. Like everybody who voted for those two things. They are done. This is an 18-team bracket, 16-team main bracket with a 2-team play-in round to determine the number 16 seed. So without further ado, let's get the bracket and get going.
Play in matchup is number 17, Memorial Benches versus number 18, City Welcome Signs.
Memorial benches are a hot topic amongst Wayfinders, with their eligibility being based on who the bench is dedicated to. City welcome signs are anchors for exploration, but most are very generic and very boring. Memorial benches are at least somewhere to sit while you can rest while exploring. Memorial benches wins the 16 seed and moves on.
Now, our number 1 seed is 2-story murals versus our number 16 seed, Memorial Benches.
The reward for winning the play-in round is the tournament's number 1 seed, 2-story murals. This isn't much of a contest. While memorial benches are great for sitting and socializing, there's too much polarization amongst the community, and 2-story murals are beloved by all. A staple for the show. 2-story murals moves on.
Now, in our 8-9 game, we have the number 8 seed Playgrounds versus the number 9 seed Sports Fields.
This was a very close matchup. Both are classic examples of great places to socialize and exercise. This matchup went back and forth, but at the end of the day, there's something a little bit less creepy about taking a picture of a baseball diamond than a child's playground. Sports Fields moves on.
All right. Now, we move on to the next game. Number 4 seed Historical Plaques versus the number 13 seed Restaurants.
You know I love both of these things. Wayfinders can learn a lot about the history of an area from historical plaques. Restaurants are classic places to be social and a great place to explore the cultural foods of another country. At the end of the day, you can have a lot more fun at a restaurant than you can a historical plaque. Restaurant moves on in the tournament's first big upset.
And if you like upsets and you follow March Madness, you know the 5-12 game is always one of the most intrigued and most bet on games in the tournament. And in this tournament here, we have the number 5 seed coming in, Community Parks, versus the pesky number 12 seed, Train Stations.
Both are great places to explore. Both can be great places to socialize. I take my kids to the park all the time, but train stations have trains, and those trains can take you off on wild and crazy adventures, sometimes to other countries. Second straight upset, train stations move on.
It is always the 5-12 matchup that gets you every single time. Hopefully your money was on the right side of that. Let's go on to the next matchup. We have coming in at the number 3 seed, Places of Worship, versus the number 14 seed, Community Gardens.
Places of worship and community gardens share a lot in common. They feature a group of like-minded individuals gathering together to share a common interest. Community gardens are often pay to participate, while most places of worship are not. Places of worship move on.
The number 3 seed lives up to its billing and moves on. Now we go to the 6-11 matchup where we have the number 6 seed Libraries versus the number 11 seed Statues.
Libraries are staples in the community, offering knowledge and education to the masses. Statues honor those who have made valuable contributions to society in one form or another. Libraries offer a much wider opportunity for learning than statues. They're moving on.
All right. Number 7, the number 7 seed skate parks takes on a fan favorite and a crowd favorite, but still an underdog. We have the number 10 seed game/card stores.
Both of these are popular amongst very specific groups of people and have a reputation for being frequented by individuals with less than stellar hygiene practices. Let's be honest here, we're a Pokemon GO adjacent podcast. Game and card stores move on.
Not too surprised there. That 7-10 matchup always provides a upset every now and then, at least another year. Here's one that's almost always a slam dunk, but we'll see. We have the number 2 seed Trail Markers versus the number 15 seed, the really, really squirrely Little Free Libraries.
Little Free Library has got a bit of a hate during our polling, nearly being ousted from the tournament entirely before it even began. Both can be great places to explore. However, Little Free Libraries are too contentious among seasoned wayfarers. Don't worry, folks. Trail Markers avoids the big upset and moves on.
We're going to move into round 2. And the first match of round 2 is the number 1 seed in the entire tournament, 2-story murals, versus the number 9 seed and topic number 1, sports fields.
Sports murals portray vivid imagination. Sports fields foster teamwork and creativity. 2-story murals make great way spots of the week, while sports fields are amazing for exercise and socialization. 2-story murals are often amazing to look at, and they move on in a very close matchup.
That was a great matchup there. Now let's move on to the upstart number 13 seed restaurants versus the number 12 seed train stations. We've got a second round of 2 that completed upsets in the first round. Let's see who moves on here.
I realized in the spreadsheet I had them backwards. Both, where are we? Oh God, I lost myself again. Both are great places to explore, but it's far easier to be social at a restaurant than it is a train station. Restaurants offer peeks into other cultures, while train stations offer a portal to visit those cultures. At the end of the day, Go Fest days often end at restaurants, so they're moving on.
Wow, the restaurants are moving into the third round. Imagine that. Let's go. All right, so now we are coming into some heavyweight battles here. We've got number 3 seed, Places of Worship, versus number 6, Libraries.
Fitting to see these two together, as both places encourage quiet reflection and keeping your voices down. At the end of the day, you can learn a lot more in a library than a place of worship. Libraries are moving on.
All right. Now, in our next matchup in our second round, we have the number 10 seed Game Stories versus the number 2 and heavily favored Trail Markers.
Game stores offer socialization. Trail Markers promote exploration and exercise. Both put up a good fight, but I've never seen a family of turtles at a game store, and I have a Trail Marker. The number 2 seed survives and moves on.
All right. Now down to the semifinals, or you could call it the Final Four. We have the number 1 seed, 2-story murals, versus the number 13 seed, restaurants. Let's see who moves on to the championship round.
2-story murals have been a favorite of the show from day one, while restaurants are a point of interest that has only recently gained traction in the community. When all is said and done, 2-story murals feature the Wayspot of the week a considerable amount, but restaurants have been the focus of entire shows. Massive up here, folks. Restaurants are moving on.
The number 1 seed goes down in a blaze of glory. What an upset. Let's see what else we have for the rest of the tournament. We have the number 6 seed Libraries taking on the number 2 seed and now the highest remaining seed, Trail Markers.
Both can be easy slam dunks. Libraries are staples in the community and have been around for over 1,000 years. Trail Markers promote exploration and exercise, but at the end of the day, it's far easier to get a library approved than a Trail Marker. Libraries move on to the finals.
Wow. Can you believe this, Chris? We've got a crazy final here. We've got the Cinderella, number 13 restaurants versus the number 6 Libraries, which is a solid category, but someone that I don't think anybody really thought would get to the final. So let's see what we have with number 13 restaurants versus the number 6 Libraries.
What a crazy road to get here. Restaurants are great places to explore and be social, and can offer peeks into the culinary delights of other cultures. Libraries offer services to the community, as well as books from all walks of life and cultures. A back and forth battle for sure. You're far more likely to get shushed in a library than you are a restaurant, and I've written an entire web article about a restaurant. Congratulations to restaurants, to 2026 Wayspot Madness winners. And really, if you knew me at all, you saw that coming.
Right. Hopefully we built the intrigue and everything there, but I'm really happy. I feel good with our champion, and let's see next year if they can defend their champion, and let's see who breaks into the categories again next year.
Yes, we'll have more categories next year. I think next year I'm going to put something in my Google Calendar, and we're going to start this process in February, and we're going to do like a real vote. I'm going to have like 30 points of interest. We'll have like in the Patreon Discord, we'll have like a vote to narrow it down to 16, and then maybe on Twitter and on all of our socials, we'll do like a couple of matchups every few days to get the community to vote on it. So we'll have an actual community picked winner, and not just me making sure restaurants wins an upset because I love restaurants so much.
Now, some people might say restaurants were a little underseated, that they probably should have had a higher seating and a tougher road to go. I don't know. I could have seen them being a 4 or a 5 seed, maybe, given what we know about them. But yeah,
Full disclosure, I put 2-story mules at number 1, and I think I set up one other matchup, and then I actually random number generated the rest of them. So restaurants got put where they were just as a random kind of thing. But most of those matchups I went in with an open mind, I want to say, with no bias, and I kind of just went through the thought process myself. But I think at the beginning of this, I had restaurants winning anyway, just because it's my favorite thing, and I was doing this, so it was my thing. So next year we will do it with the community. And
it's like we always say, it's our show. We can do what we want.
Just like we say it's Niantic's map, this is our damn show. It's my damn show. It's my damn notes. I'm going to do whatever I damn well want.
Exactly.
All right, let's take a break, and then we'll come back on the other side with 2 of the Wayspots of the week and Coal of the week.
This is Woodwose, Sylph Scientist. You're listening to the Wayspotters podcast.
This is A is for Andis, Florida's most hated wayfarer. You're listening to the Wayspotters podcast.
This is Genji, and we are listening to the Wayspotters podcast show.
Season 5 of Dad Jokes. You guys keep encouraging him. This is why we can't have nice things.
I started to write a joke about pencils. Then I realized it was pointless. I started a business selling landmines, but I'm worried about the blowback. I went to the doctor. I told him every time I drank coffee, I got a sharp pain in my eye. He looked at me and said, "How about taking the spoon out of the coffee before you take a drink next time?" I used to be a map maker, but I kept getting lost in my work. I got a job reviewing mirrors. I can really reflect on my work. I told my boss I needed a raise because 3 companies were after me. He said, "Which ones?" I said, "The gas company, the water company, and the electric company." I opened a gym for introverts. No one showed up, and everybody loved it.
And welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the dad jokes this week. We are going to jump into Wayspot of the Week.
Here is a beautiful example of a Wayspot of the Week, which may or may not be a 2-story mural.
Wayspot of the Week, number 1, is mine. This has actually been Wayspot of the Week once before, so don't at me. But in honor of restaurants winning my bracket, I wanted to bring up Mickey's Restaurant and Lounge. So this is, if you're new to the show, this is a restaurant that it's been around for 100 years. It's a staple of the Plattsburgh community. I had to appeal this to get it in. But
that's right. I remember.
It was originally known as the White Owl as early as 1904. Mickey's Restaurant and Lounge has long been an iconic piece of Plattsburgh history, and it was in the flyers that they used to put out for promotions and say, hey, come and visit Plattsburgh. You can see these things, right? And I've talked about Plattsburgh 50 times on this show, 100 times on this show. It's a college town, but it's an old war town where a lot of the Civil War was fought. And this restaurant has been around since 1904. So it took me four or five attempts to get this through. And then finally, when Niantic was like, hey, you can start appealing it and we'll take a look at your things. And I was like, say less, I'm doing it. And it got approved, right? And this was after I had moved out of Plattsburgh. So I was gone when this finally got approved. And I sent a message because I'm still in the Plattsburgh Discord. I was like, guys, this got approved. I finally got it in. I need someone to go and spin this and send me a gift. I have to have this gift. So day and a half, 2 days later, Tristan TM sends me a message in all caps. It's a gym. And I was like, no.
It's a gym?
It
no
loaded
way.
into the game as a gym.
Wow.
So,
it spawned as a gym.
Yeah, it spawned as a gym.
Wow.
And I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. So it's fantastic. And I love it. So this was a passion project of mine. We did a whole show on restaurants. I wrote a whole GoHub article about my adventure getting this in. And it is forever will be for me a testament on never giving up.
That's
and always sticking to your guns. If you think something is eligible, man, fight for it. So,
That's right. That's right. 100%.
Okay, let's go to Wayspot of the Week, number 2.
This is Sarah Amanda, and here's some Wayspotters approved points of interest.
Okay, so Wayspot of the Week number 2 comes to us from Agent X, Wayfarer Ambassador Agent X, and famous TikToker Agent X. And the name of it is Arte, Arte. I don't know if that's supposed to be art or Arte. We'll just go with that. It's really cool. So what it is, I'll read the description. It's a mascot for a local sign shop that designs and produces signs for local businesses. So imagine a bunch of arty people that make signs for businesses and come up with creative things. And what's their own mascot? Well, it's an astronaut sitting on a meteor sitting on a meteor or sitting on an asteroid in a suit holding a ice cream cone, giving a thumbs up. Now, you might think, how the heck is he going to eat it without opening the face mask? But that doesn't matter. And he's got his logo on his chest, and it says Artie. So the place is called Art. His name is Artie. It's really cool. So this is on the side of the building, and it's something that the thing that makes this Wayspot of the Week is the way in which Agent X took this picture. So, Chris, if you can go to the next picture, the way it sits right in the middle of the photo disc is just chef's kiss. I mean, the entire thing is right in there. It's perfectly placed. I think your note was, this would make Sarah Amanda happy. And
that's
know
what Agent X said, yeah. When he posted this in the channel, he said, I think this would even make Sarah Amanda happy. And she's very particular about her pictures.
Yeah.
Like in a really good way. She's chastised you for your crooked pictures a couple of times, but this is why I picked this, because A, it's a great Wayspot. B, it's a great thing to take it's a great point of interest, and that picture fitting in that thing, like you said, it's just chef's kiss. It's perfect.
It is perfect. Like, you couldn't ask for it to be any more perfect. So it's a great example. Check it out. If you want to know what a perfectly placed Wayspot looks like, this is it.
Absolutely. And if you want to see not a perfect Wayspot, let's look at Coal of the Week. I've been working on the Wayfair all the live long day. I've been working on the Wayfair just to pass the... Oh no. Hey Jamal, I found some coal. All right, coal of the week comes to us from. Let me scroll down my notes and look. Lemmy Rio in the Pokemon Professor Network Discord. All of our Wayspots this week are featured from the Pokemon Professor Network Discord. If you would like a chance to have your Wayspots featured, you can join the Discord for about $1 US a month. We'll have more information on that at the end of the show. Water
A.K.A.
fountain.
Fox Peterson.
Yes.
A.K.A. Fox Peterson, yes.
A.K.A. Fox Peterson is right, yeah. So this is water fountain at Kelly Court Apartments. And like a lot of our Coal of the Week, that sounds not eligible, right? And it says water fountain at Kelly Court Apartments, a great place to gather and play. The problem is that the main photo is a picture of a house with a mailbox. Like it's literally just a house with a mailbox.
Yep.
And it is, let me open up one of the supporting photos real quick. I got a new laptop and like I haven't set everything up yet. So when I open stuff from Discord, it opens in different browsers and it's just, I need to actually
you got to pull
down
it over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I understand.
I got to set this laptop up to be more user friendly. So this is the supporting photo. So it is like a row apartment kind of townhousey kind of thing. But this water fountain looks like it's extremely temporary. And it looks like somebody could just walk up, pick it up and walk away with it. And
get up and move it.
Yeah. And like I said, the main photo, it's
you
the
can't even
mailbox.
see it.
Like you can't even see it.
Yeah.
So, like, this is no good. Like, you got to take a good main photo, like a really good main photo.
Yes.
If you want to get your stuff in, especially now, there's a couple of threads on the forum today of people like, hey, I don't understand why this isn't eligible. It keeps getting rejected by Emily, and it's like a trail marker with a bench, and that's eligible. But there's so many trees in this picture. Emily's just like, yeah, it's a forest.
Right. Emily doesn't know where to focus. Yep. Got to take a better picture.
So we've talked at length about main photos and that. So this is another example of that. All right. You got anything else?
I got nothing else, my friend.
I will go ahead and sign us off. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Wayspotters. We really appreciate it. A big thank you goes out to our executive producer, KatettheKonz, our show historian, Maddie G, and all of our patrons. We couldn't do this without you. Thank you so much. We would also like to thank our gym leaders, Maddie G, Espion Willow, KJ Demand, Herbert, Brandy, PJ, Fisher, and James. And to the other executive producers on the network, Monkey Bread for Good Morning Johto, Xander for Lured Up, and Tish Smith for Special Conditions. A special shout out to our first Elite Four trainer, Ozark Renee, and our Giovanni level supporter, Boris is Yeah. Now, if you enjoyed this episode of Wayspotters, there are a few ways that you can show us. Follow us on all our socials. We are on Twitter at Wayspotters. We are also on Instagram at Wayspotters Podcast, and on TikTok at I Make Wayspots. We are incredibly responsive and love interacting with our followers. Let us know what you thought about today's episode. Let me know what you think about my new mic and how it sounds, and if we need to fix anything or adjust anything. I'm really hopeful. Jamal says this sounds really good, so I'm really hopeful that this will kind of take our podcast to the next level. You can also visit our website, www.wayspotters.com. From there, you can get the links to everywhere you can download the show. You can also send us a message directly from the website, or email us, wayspotters@PokemonProfessor.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified whenever we post a new video. For those of you who still need to be sure to check us out, youtube.com/@WaysPottersPodcast. Leave us a voicemail on our hotline, 704-426-3710, or tweet us a voice message. You never know, your voicemail may appear on an upcoming episode of the show. I can guarantee you that it will. There's no may about it. We will get to it at some point, usually in the next show. Finally, if you are not a member of the Pokemon Professor Network Patreon, you can join for as little as $1 US a month. All you need to do is go to patreon.com/PokemonProfessor. You will have access to the Discord for the entire family of shows across the Pokemon Professor Network, including Wayspotters, Special Conditions, Gotta Watch 'Em All, Purified Podcast, Good Morning Johto, Sleep It Off, After Dark Hour, and Lured Up. It is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. Jamal and I are active in the Discord quite a bit. We have our Monday night Zoom call, which I have actually been attending fairly consistently for the first time
You
in
have,
3 years that I've been doing
yes.
this show. So I feel good about that. I'm going to keep going. So if you want to come out and hang out with me and Jamal and the other hosts on the network, join the Discord to get the link to the Patreon. With that, we look forward to you joining us again next week here on Wayspotters. We appreciate all the support we get each week. We couldn't do this without you. And remember, it's not that far. Get out of your car.